Hey FlatsClass YouTube fans, it's Captain CA with another valuable tip that you're going to find that's going to help you a lot this month. Let me kind of draw you a picture, if you will. It's October, and tropical season is starting to fall off, and we're starting to get the first few fronts. So when I turned the Raymarine on yesterday, I noticed that the water temp in the morning was about 73, 74 degrees, depending upon where I was in the river. And as the day matured, it eventually warmed up to about 76.5 degrees. When you get in that window, temperature window, your tackle, if you will, back there starts to really open up what you can use. Now, I did a video a few weeks ago talking about top 5 lures for basically late September all the way through October and then moving toward Thanksgiving. Well, this is one that was not in that top 5, but because of the conditions that we had yesterday, which were quite breezy, little overcast in the morning, then it kind of cleared off with the front. It was a little chilly. We were dressed a little warmer than we normally would have been at first, but a really good day of fishing. And sometimes, you know, hard baits such as the Mirrodine, and I'll break it down for you a little bit better, can be really wise choices to catch both redfish and trout, and sometimes even snook after these fronts. So why don't you join me in my skiff with my two friends, Dale and Jay. Dale's been a regular for a long time. You've seen him here on FlatsClass YouTube. And we're going to take you in the backcountry around the Homosassa River, and then I'll be right back up there at the tackle station, and I'll give you a little bit more info. This episode of FlatsClass YouTube is brought to you by Aquatraction, your go-to solution for advanced marine flooring. That was it.
Yep, that'll do it.
Ooh.
Oh, you turned on you. There you go. There you go.
Good Lord! Who would have guessed? That's a Mirrodine loving redfish there, buddy. I mean it, man. Oh, he pulled off.
Well done. You see him turn on that thing?
Oh, man, with the noise and everything. Nice red. Mirrodine. Go ahead and put the brakes on here. Down goes the power pole. He'll probably try to run to the back. Good sized fish. Oh yeah, he dogboating that thing. Man, it is that time of year. It's Mirrodine time in October. Help you out with that. Yeah, that's a good looking fish. Hey, good looking fish. Wow, beautiful. You have to find a little levity in the fact that Jay dropped the hatch lid and the fish that Dale was trying to present to started to move away because he knew we were there. And yet, Dale was still able to get the Mirrodine in front of him and pop him. And then it ran off, I don't know, 20 yards or so, and then came undone. Now, a little bit of that is because when I'm using plugs, like Mirrodines, and I'm using them with treble hooks instead of single inlines, I mash the barbs down. So you can see that these barbs are kind of mashed down on these lures. I do that because it's better for the fish. It's a lot better for my clients. Now, Dale's one of those clients that fishes a lot on his own. He's a Hell's Bay boat owner, and many times he wants to handle the fish and keep me from coming down off the pulling platform, especially when he brought a guest this time, which was Jay, so that we can keep being productive and not slow down, especially because we went through a few small fish. But in this case, those mashed down barbs actually hurt us. But he he got a little bit of redemption by catching a really nice sized redfish, and he still got them on these barbless hooks. So it was nice that all worked out. Now let me bring you down here and let you see what exactly we're doing with leader setup and whatnot for this Mirrodine. All right, probably number one is, I'll tell you, because we're fishing cover and whatnot, we were using 30-pound. This is the 30-pound Seaguar inshore. That's the leader that I like to throw the plugs on. Has a little bit, because it's fluorocarbon, has a little bit of stiffness to it, so that front hook doesn't want to reach over and grab that leader. I do tie, sometimes I tie a clench knot. In this case, I tied a very small loop knot to give this that hinging effect, so it'll dart and flash and dart and flash. As I mentioned earlier, we did mash the barbs down. This actual bait is a custom color for FlatsClass that you can get on the Captain C.A. Richardson site. It's called Flats Snack. Cool little bait, very popular with our followers. This bait is a great bait moving into fall, and then it gets really hot again in springtime. That 30-pound leader, I have about, I'm going to say 30 to 36 inches, and I connected that to some 8-pound braid with a modified Albright knot right there that you can see. So apologize for how beat up my fingers are. I'm always getting holes poked into them. That's basically the simple setup that we used. 8-pound Power Pro Super Slick V2 in the bright yellow, and then I'll go through the rod breakdown here in the next minute. Promise. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for a value, and I will tell you that this GLF rod that we've talked about many times is quite the value for the money. Let me give you the specs on it, because then I'll explain why we're using this medium light. Mediums and medium lights in the GLF series is definitely what I like to utilize. And much of that is because we're using mash down barbs. We're using plugs that have small hooks. That's what these rods are really designed to do. I even throw the Ned rigs on these quite a bit, but I don't like really big hooks for this type of rod. I like thinner wire hooks. That's where this does the best. And I generally keep that drag a little bit tighter, because I encourage clients, when they see the eat or they feel the eat, to reel first and load that rod up so that drag won't give, and then stick the fish. If you do that, you won't lose nearly as many. The other nice thing about this setup is I paired it up with a Shimano Ultegra. This is the C3000. Notice how tight this handle is, close to the body of the reel. Gives it really good balance. It doesn't have one of those handles that sticks way out here. I hate that, especially when you put them up underneath the gunnels. When you put them underneath the gunnels, you just kick them. And oftentimes, if you kick them at the wrong time or with enough force, it'll shove it into the rod tube, and you'll end up breaking an eye off or a tip off or something like that. So I've really become a big fan of these Shimano Ultegras just for that reason alone, other than the fact that they're a great performing reel and they keep salt out of them. So the GLF 7-foot medium light to medium, your preference, just depends on how hard a caster you are and what lures you're using. We talk about that all the time. Paired up with that Shimano Ultegra is really gonna suit you very well. Now let's talk next about why didn't we pick another bait? Why did we pick a Mirrodine? I'm gonna tell you that in a minute. Why Mirrodine? I'll tell you why. That time of year, like when we started this conversation, the water temps are perfect. It opens up everything in the BUZBE Tackle Box back there. I mean, everything I have in the BUZBE is in play. But a lot that is in play are these hard, flashy baits that you can cover a lot of water, expand the strike zone, if you will. And because the fish are trying to eat as much as they can while their metabolism is still moving to try to put fat on before it starts getting chilly, well, they're motivated. So this is a fantastic search bait this time of year. So that's really I guess the idea behind it, and why I think this tip could really help some of you guys out post front moving through October going into November, throwing these little hard baits, which are actually the best selling Mirrolures of all time, if you will. So it's not a secret. So I'm not giving you a spoiler alert here. If you like some of the products that you're seeing here on FlatsClass YouTube, between the Shimano gear like the Ultegra or the GLF or the BUZBE Tackle stuff or the Mirrodines, even my custom Mirrodines. If you can't get the custom Mirrodines at CaptainCARichardson.com, just go to SodiumUSA.com. They are your inshore tackle outlet online. They're a retail partner of ours at FlatsClass, and they have, if they don't have it, stop looking. That's how much they have on that site. So go check it out. All right, hopefully this tip is going to put a few more fish in your boat. I hope so for sure. If it does, give us that thumbs up. Push that subscribe button and tell your friends about us. It's my job to make you a lot better angler. Until next time, Captain CA signing off.